I had a recent mishap on a gig that actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. And my mishap is one of my, I wouldn't say greatest fears, but it's an annoyance. And that is my in-ears failing. So specifically, the connection on my right in-ear is really loose, and I don't know if it's the cable or if it's actually the bud. But regardless, I've been playing on gigs, and this has been giving me fits lately, so I need to get it fixed. So it happened to me on the other day on the gig. It was like, the first or second song in, and someone in the band, I was subbing on this gig. They called the tune Springsteen by Eric Church, and I love that tune. It's a great tune, great groove to play, and I'm like, yeah, I get to do all my, cute little bells and whistles and tricks and put my signature on this song. And of course, as soon as we start playing this thing, like I hear the right channel start cutting in and out. And I'm like, oh God, okay. So my plan was, and then like my ears just stopped working, so I couldn't hear anything. So my plan was, okay, I can hear what they're kind of doing from front of house, so I'll just keep rolling with the flow. And when like the verse, I'll just play kick. All right, I'll just play kick because that's the way it is on the recording. And that'll give me enough time to put this little guy back together. But if you can see this little guy, I'll actually hold it up right here. So it's not too hard to put together. But when you're on stage and you're playing drums and you're trying to keep things moving along and you're feeling some kind of sense of pressure or urgency, it can be a little bit tricky to put together. So first verse goes, and I can't get this thing connected for the verse, so I just put it in my ear without this cable in it. I'm like, all right, I'll just play a chorus, then I'll go back, bring it back down for the verse. And I think it was like another verse where I had to, again, I couldn't play any snare, anything with my hands, it was just feet, because I was trying to get this thing going. And the whole time in my head, I'm thinking, oh man, I am screwing up this song. It feels so empty and bare. And, I wasn't beating myself up about it because things happen on a gig, but I was like, man, I would have really liked to play this song. Oh well, next song, I'll do better. And after we played the song, like the lead singer turns around, he looks at me, he's like, man, your dynamics on that song are really, really good. And I typically like to play with a lot of dynamics. I think that is something that sets me apart, but I wasn't going to be that extreme or drastic. I was going to play softer, but I was going to do like a little bit of my, my fancy little flourishes, add my color, and I didn't get a chance to do that. And because I just like really dropped out, it reminded me something that we all hear, but we rarely stick to, and that less is more. And, I hate saying this because sometimes people say this when they just want to hear themselves and be full of themselves. But it really is true. Like a drummer's job is like not to just play the notes, but play the silences, play the space in between the notes. I mean, I feel like a drummer is a producer. It's like the emotional curator of a song. You're not necessarily writing the song, but you're like having the ups and downs, and you're trying to guide people's attention and emotional energy in different places at different times of the song. And sometimes as a drummer, myself especially, like, I don't like to do a lot of chops things, but I like to do like put my signature on songs. And this experience was a really good reminder to me that, sometimes it's really good just to lay back and to like let that space and let the song breathe and really let go of your ego. Again, I've never been a flashy drummer, but I sometimes it can be hard for me to leave so much space because it really is kind of sometimes can be like a scary thing, like stepping out into a void or like doing a trust fall. Um, but yeah, it's something I tell other people. Less is more. The drummer's a producer of a live moment, and sometimes something happens, something that I preach that really reminds me, oh, this is why it is. And so I've included an example of the song, and so you can watch and even you can see the singer's reaction at the end of the song. And again, if you like what I'm doing here, if you think it's of value, please like, subscribe, comment, follow, all that jazz. Still don't have a tagline yet. Maybe that'll be my tagline. But until next time, thanks for watching.
2, 3, 4.
Some air church there. Springsteen.
Damn, I love the dynamics you play on that.
Thank you. I was
A lot of people don't really play it like that.
yeah, I found that down just like it's. I thought that was the norm, but when I got people, it just.
It's cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it.